Apologies. We of course follow the tradition of Atiti Devo Bhava. So we first thought let's get done with Melinda because of the time reference. But meanwhile, Vedam, let's talk about Virat Kohli now. We talk about how the hosts in India is known for the way we host our guests, but doesn't really seem so in Australia, because the way fans react to Virat Kohli, we've seen over the years. One of the reasons why they love to hate him as well is because of his aggressive nature, and it's one of the reasons why he's become such a brand as well. But now, with the fact that he's not scoring runs, and secondly, with the fact that there was a 19-year-old who has openly in the past declared his admiration for Virat Kohli, he's come out now, gone right into the young man, shouldered him. Whether that was intentional or not, that's up for debate. But at the end of the day, this is a behavior we're looking at coming from a legend of Indian cricket. How do you rate it? How do you look at it?
Actually, Ashish, I would look only at one thing. When we see action replays of dismissals, they show it from so many angles. Why did they show this only from one angle? That was the end of the over. Virat was walking from slips to the other end slips. A left-hander was batting and then now a right-hander. So obviously he has to go diagonally across. They don't show that angle. They should have shown the angle from behind Virat Kohli. Then you would have seen which angle from where he's going. They don't show that angle. They just show it in front and make it look like he's walked right across the pitch. I'm not saying that he might have done it deliberately or he didn't do it deliberately. We don't know. But look, let's also look at this other way. The Australian batsman, 19 years of age and all that, he would have been aware of his surroundings. It's so easy for him also to move out of the way. He didn't do that. He was actually looking for a confrontation. And let's not get into this, because the Australians are very good at this game. Let's not forget that when Anil Kumble was captain in Australia, he said one side is not playing cricket. And the laws of the game, I saw the other question that you asked the lady, the laws of the game are very clear on this, especially after a lot of physical contact has been there. There was Sunil Gavaskar who was shoulder charged by Snow. There was another case of Colin Croft running into an umpire, bowling. He's a huge guy, 6 feet 4 inches tall, and a huge West Indian. He ran into the umpire. So after many of these kind of physical instances, the laws of the game brought it in the spirit of the game. The cricket is not a contact sport. It is only after that. Now, even then, it's well defined. Level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4 offenses. Level 1 and level 2 are between players. Now, you asked a question, was it because Kohli was a big guy that he was let off? Let's look at it the other way. Supposing Konstas had provoked this, would you let him go the same way? You would. Why? Because it's the first time instance that he is doing. For Kohli too, this is the first time he's doing. Why should you look at it differently?
But Vedam, on the other hand, now fans are going to come out and say that there was a similar instance between Rabada and Smith as well. Rabada was in fact banned for a match. He had 3 demerit points and he was fined 50% of his match fees. So now fans, of course not Indian fans, but other fans of other nations are now saying that when Rabada does something like this, he is given such a harsh punishment. He's banned for a match. But when Virat Kohli does it, you let him go with just 20% of the match fees. At the end of the day, it's Virat Kohli who's walking away with a laugh, given the sort of penalty that this is.
That's exactly what I'm trying to say. Because you need to look at it from other angles. You have shown right through every single action that they've shown on social media or on television is only from one angle. Let them show it from the other angle. We'd like to see various angles. If you remember right, there was a catch which Ponting took at slip. You know, the Australian cameras cut it off, the previous series, as soon as he grasped the ball. But later it showed he was actually grounding the ball.
But again, Vedam, I'm not really sure what sort of a difference the other angles would have made, because it is very clear from the one angle that we saw. But meanwhile, let's also get in Joseph here. Joseph's been listening to us. Joseph, now Virat Kohli is known for his aggression. We've gotten used to it for the past many, many years now. How much of this do you think is his natural aggression, and how much do you think it's because of the pressure that he's under? He's just not the same Virat Kohli of the past that had visited Australia, dominated Australia. He's under a lot of pressure, and then something like this happens. How much do you think it's because of the pressure that he's under?
I mean, he's been around for such a long time. He's been playing international cricket for almost 15 years now. So to talk about saying that he's under pressure, I wouldn't agree with that, because it is obvious that there was an intent. I would disagree with Vedam because he's saying from different angles. But from what we saw, I mean, I'm a photographer. I also shoot. So I know the angles. So what is up? There was a bit of intent in that. That could have been avoided, especially at a time when he's going to retire soon. I mean, he's already said he's going to settle down in London. He said, if I go, I'm not going to see him for a couple of years. With that mindset, he should have been more calmer. Yes, a younger Virat Kohli could do this. He could get away. But at the fag end of his career, to go into get into such a controversy is unnecessary. You should have been more mature. I mean, after all, that's
Right.
a youngster who's playing there, who's looked up to him as an icon. And you need to at least encourage those guys saying, well done, mate, get on with the game. But to go and shoulder him, which I feel was very unfair, and Virat could have definitely avoided it. I mean, like a lot of times we see that when he's seen in such aggressive postures, it influences a lot of youngsters. These are all our icons. These are all our legends. People follow them. Millions of people follow them. So, way I would say is you should be all the more careful, all the more mature to stop this. Oh, my phone went for a 6.